So we're on location today for Justified Podcast. First time being on location, and I think first of many times is what I'm anticipating. And we got some exciting things coming in the future.
Some great ideas.
Yeah, on the drive here, we won't talk about it today, spoilers, but on the way here, you had some ideas that I think we're definitely going to take advantage of going forward. And my favorite part about what we're doing today is there was no planning that went into this other than the fact that we said on the last episode it was going to happen. And so if you own Jimmy's Diner, give us a call. We're happy to work with you going forward.
That's where we are.
But for today, we're at Jimmy's Diner, a staple of Wichita.
Jimmy's Diner.
From the signs on the wall, I put together that Jimmy's Diner's been around in Wichita for a very long time. Maybe under a different name at some point, King's X.
I think they redid this recently.
So there's some tie-in with the history of Jimmy's Diner and White Castle as well. The guy who started White Castle is obviously a huge chain franchise, but not in Wichita.
So they know Harold and Kumar.
Maybe they've crossed paths. Good deal. Since we're here, I thought the topic today, since we didn't bring our randomness with us, it was a lot to pack.
Our ping pong balls.
Yeah, we didn't bring all that with us, so we're gonna have to come up
this year.
Come up with our own topics today. So I thought, first of all, of course, I want to know what's top of mind for you.
Top of mind is
You've been thinking about some stuff.
taxes.
Taxes. All right.
Taxes. So it's
Give me the rundown on
it's just
how you approach taxes.
Well, it's mid-February.
Yeah.
If you're on point, you're doing your taxes.
Mhm.
It's about the time it hits. Well,
Yeah.
would you know? I opened up my bank account the other day and I'm looking at a bigger number.
Then you do it than you thought you would.
It just makes you nervous.
Oh,
When
I
you're
got you.
living a life, generally with 4 kids, where the numbers generally around here, when you look one day and it's
Yeah.
jumped up for a little bit, it makes you nervous.
Yeah.
It does. I've told a number of people this over the last 3 days. And my mom, my dad, my wife, they look at me like, are you nervous? It's nerve-wracking because we know the numbers just going down immediately.
Sure.
I got to do something with it now. Like a friend of mine at Desmond's Wrestling yesterday said, you don't have to do anything with it. And I said, yeah, dude, it's not mine. I have debt. Like it's sitting on my check. Like
Not everybody thinks that way.
I've got a point
Yeah.
in grade, and I've got to decide what to do with it. And it's not like I have $1 million, but I got
Almost.
I got.
The tax return was almost $1 million.
It's almost to 5 digits. All right.
Stop bragging.
I got to sink that down
Make
back
it feel
to
better.
1,000.
Yeah.
I got to sink that back down to 1,000, and where am I going to allocate it?
Gotcha.
So that I can buy a house later.
There you
That's
go.
what I'm thinking about.
So
You're the guy to talk to.
sing it down to 1,000, and then you're paying off some debt, and then getting ready to buy a house in a year and a half is the gold standard.
We obviously talked a bit about it yesterday. I talked to Heather about that last night.
We
I
might
think
rehash that a little bit. No, taxes.
Yeah.
But you got a big return, which is always fun.
It's not big. I mean, it's just I haven't had that much money in
Big-ish.
2 years. Just because how I work in 2 years, I haven't had that much money. So that's what I'm. And it's.
Well, I would tell you, mine is complicated. When I got into the business that I'm in with insurance, I right away said, what do I need to do to a guy who'd already been in insurance before? And he's a small business owner. He said, go get an accountant. I said, all right, you don't have to convince me.
I'm not making enough money.
So I went and got an accountant.
When you made as much money as I did,
Yeah.
did you get an accountant? So you know you're my book. You know how much money I make. When you made as much money as I did you have an accountant?
No, because I'm still teaching and coaching then.
That's what I mean.
That's about what I capped out at.
That's what I'm not.
now. But yeah, we did our own taxes, but then the problem being I'm the sole proprietor, and so my taxes
changes
are all
your situation.
intertwined with my personal
Mine aren't complicated.
life.
It's all simple. I just got a number now, so I think I'm just gonna pay. We talked about it. I'm just gonna pay some credit cards off and wait on paying the full car off that I'm gonna pay.
Shout out to Elliot, my accountant.
Shout out. Wherever he is, not up.
I think he's okay. Let's talk to him soon.
Shut up.
I haven't seen him yet this
Wherever he
year,
is.
but I think he's okay. He's doing all right. Now I'm worried. Should I call Elliot?
I don't know why I
Should I contact the
immediately
family
looked
and
up.
find out? I'm sure he's fine. He's a sturdy fellow.
But yeah, I gotta figure that out this week, today, I think. But yeah, that's.
Yeah, you gotta figure it out soon, because what's the risk if you don't figure it out soon? what to do because then the money just starts going places, right? You know, and all of a sudden it's like, well,
You
I thought I
gotta
had-
do anything comes up in 3 days, I can immediately just go, oh, I can put this on.
Or temptation. It's like, hey, you know, remember that time 2 months ago,
So I gotta-
babe, when we talked about getting a blah blah blah? It's like we can afford it now. Let's do it. Let's go crazy.
I gotta stay with it. Just hit, and I gotta just get on the. With a simple way of looking at it, I gotta get on the computer,
Okay.
and I gotta make some clicks,
Gotcha.
and I gotta make some important clicks, and that's all it is in this day and age.
This is how I'm holding my coffee mug from now on.
With the pinky out.
I know the pinky up is like a British thing, also kind of maybe tells people something, but supporting the cut from below at the same time. I just tried it for the first time ever, and I kind of like it. Keeping my pinky warm at the same time. Got cold pinkies. Some people get cold feet, I get cold pinkies.
You should have been. You know who you should have been? You should have been like a guy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Okay.
Like
You've never seen that movie.
Well, I don't need to see it.
Tell me more. Now I want to know more. Why should I go the guy for the movie I haven't seen? I mean-
Remember that I haven't seen the movie.
Because I was surprised, a little
But
disappointed.
I've basically seen it. When you know about a movie enough,
Okay.
it's like I haven't seen Niagara Falls.
Tell me the most
I haven't-
famous scene from
I
Planes,
haven't
Trains, and
seen
Automobiles.
Niagara Falls, but I could write a paper about Niagara Falls. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Like I haven't seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but I know what it is. I know about the movie. I know all the scenes. I know the story. I just haven't ever
What's the
sat and watched
most
it.
famous scene?
Oh come on! At the motel.
What about it?
He takes the car, leaves it, and then comes back probably. That right?
It's like you don't know much about the movie.
Listen, we digress. You should have been in a movie with Jim Carrey or Steve Martin or not Uncle Buck. What's his name?
Just like about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Uncle Buck.
Because he's in that movie.
Uncle Buck.
John Candy.
John Candy. Or I don't know. You should have been playing off one of those guys.
I appreciate that. It means a lot to me.
Just didn't
I
happen
don't
for
think
you.
I'd like it.
It's okay. It just didn't happen for you.
I didn't try to make it happen. So, you know, in a different direction my arrow was pointing. It was giving back to the kids. Giving back to the kids.
If you kept the long hair, that's what.
I don't think that was an option for me.
But like when you were young, so most people when they go give it a try,
Mm.
right? They go give it a try. When you're a teenager, they go to LA,
Sure.
they give it a shot. When you were younger and you had the long hair and you were that age, if you'd have took that long hair out to LA
It worked.
and went for some, a couple of casting calls,
You would
I'm
have told me
telling
to
you,
get a haircut.
no, you'd have got in there. You'd been so unique. You know what I mean?
You know you're at a classy place. They give you just a little piece of fruit just because. Just because. Although I did order orange juice, Johnny. Maybe this is it. Fresh squeezed.
We're not gonna tag
It's all in good heart.
tag Jimmy's in this one.
That's great.
No,
They've been fantastic. We walked in here, gave them no heads up. You walked up to the first employee, greeted with a smile, and told them exactly what our intentions were. And these were good intentions, but still, intentions need to change. And he did not hesitate to just take us to the best seat in the house. You know that? So what are you eating today?
he just gave us the royal treatment. Excuse me.
What you got going on there?
There's a biscuit, parsley on top, some gravy. Well, sausage patty. Nothing special. It was fun. Eggs. They could have gave me a large egg.
You did get orange juice after all.
You know, this is a small egg.
This is small.
I took a large. But the orange,
What we got going on over here?
very good. The orange really,
That's what I'm telling you, it's classy.
it's just a good, colorful spot on the plate. I don't know what I do
Is it
with it.
cinnamon apple?
Can I ask you something? You know what? That's why I keep looking at it. What do I do with it? What am I supposed to do with it? You know, I'm supposed to eat it. It doesn't like if you get a lemon on your plate with a catfish, you're supposed to put it on the catfish, right? If you get an orange on your plate with breakfast, what's
It's
this?
just a little bit of sunshine for your day. Is what it is.
Just a bite of orange?
Just a little bit of sunshine. So I usually go half and half on my waffle, half syrup.
I'll trade you some fried apples for corn.
You want a fourth of my meal?
It's a trade, man.
You don't want your apples?
Listen, they're not bad.
Did you try them already? They have bacon in them. See that? That's different.
That's interesting.
Well, maybe they know something we don't. A little Chubby Checker on the radio every day when I eat my breakfast. So you don't eat breakfast typically. If you were to eat breakfast, what would it be? On just an average day, I'm making a special into the grocery store.
Eggs and toast.
You get it out and just start making eggs and toast.
Just eggs and toast.
Right.
I don't. That's why I
Scrambled
don't
eggs.
eat breakfast, because nothing besides cooking I like
Scrambled
for
eggs?
breakfast. It has to be cooked. Cereal I don't like.
Scrambled always?
Yeah, what don't care. Just if it's cooked, I like it. That's why I don't eat breakfast, because I don't apply enough time in the morning. I don't care enough to do it. Yes, I would always eat it if there was a fresh eggs and toast sitting in the morning, every morning, 8 a.m. I would eat it every morning. I would love it. I would do that. But I don't. You go like, we'll just have oatmeal, have cereal, have some fruit, have some squid. I don't enjoy any of that in the morning.
Gotcha.
I would only enjoy a hot cooked meal in the morning. Generally, most of the time it's really good to eat. So I don't know. It's just weighing out the positive and the negatives
Yeah.
of things.
It wants to work, yeah.
Fits for me, yeah. So I should twice a day. You eat breakfast every day?
You know, no. I try to. I typically do. Since the year started, I've been lifting. I know it shows. I've been lifting. You don't have to even say it.
You probably put on 5 pounds.
Solid
Serious.
skin. But yeah, so I wanted to get some extra protein in the morning. So I'll get up usually, not every day, usually an egg with a sausage patty, and then have it in a tortilla. And eat that first thing in the morning before I go to the gym to lift. So that way I've got some energy to start the day.
We should do it. See, you would rather do that than 50% of people these days would do a protein shake
Yeah.
in place of that.
I don't know.
Right?
You
Isn't
know,
that preference?
number one, I don't own a blender, so that's part of the issue there.
You don't need a blender for a protein shake.
Okay.
You just get the powder, you pour milk or water in it, stir it, shake it, and you drink it. That's all it is these days, right?
Once again, I'm just out of my realm. But yeah, I've had protein shakes before. I think I'm a little anxious about all the extra stuff that might be in there. I like kind of like to know where my food is coming from. Does that make sense? Keep it simple. So, to an extent at least. But, and I just don't like the flavor a whole lot. I'm a lot more happy after I eat an egg and a sausage than I eat a protein shake. Yeah.
Speak my
More
language.
satisfying.
I feel like Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation. Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody?
He did like a good steak.
No, he's obsessed with eggs and bacon.
Good steak.
Well, but like, he's the guy who goes to a diner and he sits there and he sits up and he says, "I want all the eggs and bacon you have." And they start walking away and he goes, "Stop. No, I don't think you heard me, young man. I want all the eggs and bacon that you have."
Yeah.
Everything. How many eggs and bacon do you think total is in this establishment right now? Like the number. Strips of bacon, regular size, eggs.
You know, we're talking pounds of bacon, or are we talking
No, I'm
strips?
talking
Number of
strips,
strips.
and number of eggs.
Number of strips in this
Reasonable guess.
establishment.
Reasonable guess.
You know, I'm assuming they get a new truck every other day. That's my guess. Just because they're turning food out here at a restaurant pretty quick. Jimmy's usually pretty busy. So yeah, I would say right now in this establishment there are 196 pieces of bacon.
Doesn't sound like enough.
It's only for 2 days. And they've already went through this morning. I'm saying right now most of it's already gone out. It got eaten. 196 strips of bacon and
400 eggs?
something like that.
Completely just pick that number.
No,
Off whatever.
you know, it's gotta be a lot. It's good.
So what do you think it would take?
They serve breakfast all day here. amongst other things.
You know, to eat all that. Awesome. You know, speaking of diners, I just realized something. When Joni was over here, we were making a joke about pulp and orange juice. Remember that?
Right.
And I made a joke about Pulp Fiction. And I just realized I made a joke about the most famous robbing a diner movie.
Gotta be.
Probably
No.
to the waitress at the diner. If I was a waitress,
think it made her nervous?
Somebody made a Pulp Fiction joke. I go, what?
He made
Is
her nervous.
Bunny and what's the name about to
Did he have a name?
to hold me up?
Yeah, I don't know. She was definitely Honey Bunny.
Honey Bunny. Especially by a British
A
accent.
lot of people bothered by that actress. She's a little too raw for a lot of people. And that performance. And other performances too, I think, so. But I think she was great. Speaking of pulp,
Bit rough.
still didn't get that orange juice. You know what I didn't do? I didn't ask for it. That's my fault.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know
what?
They're busy here. If they're gonna forget something, that's what they should forget.
This is the point. I think this is the main crux of what we're going to talk about today. Let's talk about what you do in this situation. What do you
The dilemma.
The dilemma. What is our
Yes.
dilemma? We have sat here. It's been viewed. We can look back on this. We've sat and had breakfast. The waitresses came, took our order. We ate. We broke bread. We have discussed topics. We've done what you do, drank coffee, and what happened during it.
You know.
One specific thing happened during this breakfast time that happens for millions of families every day, right? Somebody,
It's a tragedy.
probably, right? I'm probably not wrong with that.
Tragedy.
Somebody didn't bring you your orange juice.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't bring something that you asked for, that you ordered, right? And now it's been however long, and you're asking yourself what you do. Do you wait, let your food get cold? Do you start eating? Do you look at the time? What do you do?
No.
Do you discuss it with the waitress? Do you just pass it off like no big deal? Like it seems like you're just doing that, but what's the standard way?
So what I would do is next chance given the opportunity, I would just ask for a cut. Because both of us have been servers, you know, at restaurants.
You know what?
And we kind of know what it's like to forget something. It happens. You're busy running around with your head cut off as a server. And I'm good at compartmentalizing. It's one of my specialties in life. You're not really allowed to compartmentalize as a server. It always worked against me as a server. Because you have to multitask as a server. And that's where I get in trouble. And so I would be dominating on 2/3 of my table because they love me to death. And then the other third is like the worst server we ever had.
I remember.
Because I forgot they existed.
Remember, I used to sign off on your closeout sheets.
Oh, did you? Thought you wouldn't bring that up. It's painful for me to think about this. No, that was one of the coolest things. I got you a job, or helped you get a
Context
job,
in this, yeah.
many years ago.
I'm 17. You are 30. You're a
Yes.
teacher.
Somehow I got the
Campus high
gap
school.
between our ages got bigger as we got older,
Yeah, I know.
or less as we got older. But yeah, you're a high school punk.
You're doing what you should do. You know, you got a new family and you're working, you know, teaching and you're working on the
Teaching,
weekends,
coaching,
making some
working,
extra
3
money.
jobs. If you count
Working
teaching
3
and
jobs.
coaching, 'cause that's the hardest job out of 3.
Me and my friends show up at Jose Peppers in town one time, and you're just waiting tables there.
Like,
You're a teacher, coach at school.
Coach Herman, what are you doing?
Like, you're just making an extra couple $100 on the weekend.
Yeah.
Like, oh. And then I start working there as a food runner. Start waiting tables there. Was it a year altogether? And then it wasn't long.
Yeah.
It wasn't long. It's
Kinda long.
small orange juice.
It's perfect. You're not supposed to drink a lot of juice. It's full of sugar. But this is delightful. I haven't had orange juice in many moons.
It wasn't long until I was the head wait, and you were just working once a week.
Yeah, and I left for quite a few months and
Yeah,
all,
I
and they
remember.
brought
Then
me
one
back.
day you showed up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it summer after high school at that point?
Maybe.
I don't know.
But anyway.
Might have been summer after high school. But
I show now you're the head waiter,
yeah.
so which means you have to sign off on my table before I can check out and leave for the day every day.
And then I've got
You have to make sure I have enough sugar packets.
like the real
Enough Cholula.
The real thing
Cholula.
about it is like I was playing basketball. Maybe you weren't the head coach, but let's say this is happening during playing basketball. What situation may have not happened, but could have very well happened, is I could have had to go to a 6 a.m. practice that you made me do because I didn't do good in basketball. That for example, if you and Stu did an accident, you were part of that, and you could be telling me to do that, and at the same time, the night before, like the fact that was possible.
Yes.
Like at the same time,
Right.
I could the night before be the head wait signing off and telling you can't leave the restaurant until you put the silverware.
I've had a lot of out of body experiences in my life, and that's definitely one of them.
That
Where
didn't
it's
make-
like, what is happening? I'm already humbling myself enough, God. I'm working as a server, and I've got a master's degree. I'm already humbling myself, and you're gonna put this punk in charge of me to check my tables out? Come on, man! Don't do me like that,
It's
God.
like run some suicides, run some lines, and I'm like, here, do some more silverware.
Right. I'm getting payback, baby. You're rolling more silverware. Well, I'm glad you didn't do that to me. I appreciate it. If anything,
I don't
you
think
let-
this actually happened.
Yeah, if anything, you
once
let
or
it slide.
twice in reality.
Yeah. But when it did happen,
It was like an earthquake. We
it
remember.
was a moment in history for the two of us, at least. Where it was like, we're never gonna forget that.
And what we forget about is the nice things
All
when we
right,
work
still
together.
an apple. You're not gonna eat those. Which are you going?
The butter
Syrup or
side.
jelly? Both sides are buttered.
No, the cool part about us
We're
working
reminiscing
together,
about the good old days.
Yep.
And we're sharing a breakfast. Like a good old married couple right
That's
now.
what we do, man.
Very romantic.
Is you've got a family. I'm like a 17-year-old knucklehead, 18-year-old kid, and I'd want to leave. That what happened more often is we were in that situation. Maybe I wasn't that weight, and I would want to go. It's 10:30 at night, and I want to leave. So I want to go
You
to a
got
party.
plans, yeah.
I got friends, and I would always come to you and see if you would roll my silverware. You did it for me multiple
pay me?
times. No. I'm telling you, you did. If you don't, you did it for me multiple times. Where you'd be like, "Oh, I'll finish this, get out of here," like so I could leave 30 minutes early because I knew I could come. You did that more than any of the other situations.
But I wouldn't have known you were out partying. So, what did you give? Did you give me some sob story like? Gotta go home and get up in the morning to go run suicides.
You knew exactly how I was back then.
I like I said, compartmentalizing. In my mind, you were just a sweet, clean high school kid doing what he's supposed to do.
What about when Axeline literally called me into the?
I'm sure it was once. I'm sure you went to one party and didn't know he would get that shit.
Facebook picture. I'll never forget that. Were you in the office?
No, I don't remember.
You weren't.
I might have been. I don't remember.
Stupid it was. He was shaking his head. I never been cussed at so much, but at 17, by 2 teachers in high school. They let me out.
In the early days of social media, where you were quite so savvy as you are today.
I don't know about savvy. I never really. I just let's not hold like what I thought was normal was it 16 years old posting pictures on Facebook of me partying and drinking,
Oh.
which literally Mr. Michael is the counselor called me into the office, not just my coaches, the next day. Like, we're following you on Facebook. We can see what you just posted on a Tuesday night. You're at school.
Not even a weekend.
And I would just like, I don't even know what I'd say. I didn't have any what's the word? Any shame?
Okay.
No, I just
Yeah.
did it back then.
I don't know the word "couth" very well. Look that one up.
I think I'm closer.
Might be using it right.
Anyway,
Well, I tell you what. The last thing that comes to mind then is you've already name dropped some people in your life. You've had some solid individuals, like most people do. Adults speaking into their life, trying to guide them a little bit. Your counselor in high school sounded like your basketball coach in high school. People that taught you, people that now employ you. You know, your dad, obviously. I mean, that's important.
throw something else out at you. Literally this weekend, while I was at the wrestling tournament in Fredonia, I run into the guy who fired me from Cricket Wireless.
No way.
Yeah, for 2016, year before I went out to LA.
Oh.
He fired me, Clark. Like his son's 10. We're out in Fredonia.
Right.
Like, and I just run into him. We had like a 10-minute conversation. I talked to him in 8 years, but
He's
you know
your
what I mean?
boss.
Yeah, and it was a.
How'd that go?
You can imagine. Well, it's just been 8 years.
Yeah.
8 years ago, I really made his life hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, he's fine.
Is he doing okay?
I've had him on Facebook for 8
Is he doing
years.
okay?
Yeah, big guy. But another guy who,
Well, there's one for Clark.
yeah, good dude. I don't know. Lots of different relationships that teeter this way and that
Yeah.
in Wichita. Now that I'm back here, I figure I'll run into a lot more people with that 8-year stretch I had that I maybe had a bad experience with last time I saw them over the next 20 years.
Yep.
I don't know how many. But that one was fine.
But that's cool.
So I think, yeah, it was cool.
It's really cool.
It wasn't
'cause-
as bad as you imagined it would be.
Well, and you
5 years
you
ago.
wouldn't have to walk in that scenario and go, oh, I want to make sure he doesn't see me because I'm still a knucklehead and I don't have anything to tell him about myself that he doesn't already know, so to speak. But instead you can walk in.
Most people raise their eyebrows at me.
Yeah,
when
walk
I
in,
was
make small talk.
24 and they see me with 4 kids and they go, "What is happening right now?"
Yeah, walk in and make small talk, and then they're probably going to go, "What's up with you?" Because they see the family and they're like, "What's going on?" And you can tell, hey, you know, I'm not perfect by any stretch of imagination, but I kind of got my ducks in a row now. Figured some stuff out.
Like that.
Kind of, I said.
Maybe if we,
We're all
to
a
bring
work
it
in
full
progress.
circle. Maybe if we figure these taxes out, maybe figure out how to use this money the right way.
You just do this right. This is the test.
If I just allocate this money correctly today, if I just click the money into the right places,
Right.
and that's what
Not
it's
the
just
wrong
clicks.
places.
All I need to do is make clicks and
I think
type
you can do
things
it.
on a computer. When I click, I type things, then I do some final clicks, and money will go.
It's gonna be
Money will go.
It's gonna be a success.
But I gotta point it in the right direction. It might take a couple phone calls in actually a little bit of nuance and negotiation. So it'll be fun.
Well, once again, I just want to thank Jimmy's for having us out today. This one's on us, Jimmy's.
I'd like to thank Joni
The
for
next one's
myself.
on you.
I'd like to thank Joni. Joni, if you're seeing this, it's just an absolute pleasure. I appreciate you waiting on me and Russ here as we're doing our podcast. And yeah, God bless you.
That's a wrap. That's what that is.